Hey, kia ora. Helen Brahms here, coming to you live from Surprise in Arizona. Hope you're having a super fantastic, sparkling day. Welcome to Before the Dirt Nap podcast live. It is episode number 1664, and today we're doing 52 places to go in 2024, part 2. Last night we did only the first 6 out of 52 because I got stuck on number 4, which was train rides in New Zealand. Yes, I'm a little biased to that one. So, but anyway, that's the way it is. So tonight we're going to be looking at a few more. We may end up doing a part 3 and a part 4, and we'll see how it goes and how we get through it. And I have been practicing my pronunciations on some place names. So to those from the countries or the tribes in which these names come from, I apologize up front if I mispronounce them and my accent makes it sound really weird. But first, got to show you something. This t-shirt, this long sleeve t-shirt here, it's really long. Okay, so you can see it comes over my hands. This long sleeve t-shirt with a hood. Hang on, I'm doing a little promo here. See, with the hood. It is super soft, super comfortable. It is a t-shirt hoodie. It is not a sweatshirt hoodie. I bought this from, there's these guys that are called the Two Blind Guys, and they teach you how to shop like they shop. So you go to their website, Two Blind Guys, and every now and again they run this thing with a mystery package. You've got this, they may have 2 or 3 different packages you can purchase at different price points, and you purchase it and they send you the box. You have no clue as to what is in the box. Just know that it is going to be at least that dollar value or more. Usually it's more. And so I got this one, and they have on here a little metal tag that's got Braille on it, which says, and in Braille it says feel. I thought that was pretty cool. But I have to say, this thing is super, super comfortable. Now, I got this 2 years ago. I have not been able to wear it because it was too small. I could barely get my arms in the sleeves, and they were super, super tight. But as you can see now, this is, 2 years later, it fits perfectly. It is now a perfect fit. And I was super stoked when I put it, when I thought, I haven't tried this for a while. I know I've released some weight. My tape measures down 2.5 inches around my waist. And since I started measuring a couple of months ago. And so let's see, because I noticed that some of my other clothes, I wear a lot of t-shirts. I basically live in t-shirts. My t-shirts are getting a little baggy on some of them, and especially my sparkle ones. And it's sort of like, am I going to have to go? And I've already purchased a whole slew of colors in a different size because I'd outgrown I shrunk out of the first ones I had, and it was so bad that there was no way I could wear them straight. Now they're getting to the point where it's sort of like, do I need to start looking at getting the next size down on those, or go 2 sizes down? But then I thought, oh, this is a double X shirt, so let me try it on. It's actually a 1X shirt, and it fits perfectly. I mean, I've been wearing it all day, and it's been super comfortable. And the cool thing I like about this is that it comes down past your waistline. I like shirts that go over my bum, and I like them to go over my bum because in the winter times when it gets cold, I can tuck them in, and I keep my bum warm, and especially my lower back. So when I sit down, I'm not having that draft go up my lower back, which I like. Dan, thank you. But he says, well, it looks great. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. And so I was super stoked today when I could put this on, and I was like, oh my gosh, I was just super stoked because I've been wanting to wear it, and I thought, I am not going to give it away. I'm going to keep it because one day I will be able to wear it. I am now wearing this, and it is super comfy. I just don't want to take it off. And today it was 78 degrees outside, and I've been wearing this all day, and it was perfect. We went out walking with Zeffy tonight. It was still at 78 degrees Fahrenheit. For those back in New Zealand, that's somewhere in the mid-20s for Celsius. And it didn't feel hot. It was just very comfortable to wear. So if you ever get a chance to look at Two Blind Guys and their website, please do so. All their proceeds go towards finding a cure for the condition that they have, which has robbed them of their eyesight. So and all their proceeds go towards that, towards the research on that. So please go support them. Pick What did we get in the box? We got this in the box. There was a candle which smelled really good, but unfortunately I don't use candles, so that got gifted. What else was in there? There was oh my gosh, it's been a couple of years. There was a scarf. What else was in there? There was like about 5 or 6 things in there. And those are the only 3 that I can remember. But it was well worth. I found it money well spent, even if it took me 2 years to be able to wear this. So anyway, so digressing. All right, now we're going to get back on track, and we're going to look at our 2004 travel destinations, the 52 places to go, according to the list that is on the New York Times. And like I said before, if I mispronounce anything, we've got one coming up with the Hopi tribe. And if I mispronounce the name, please forgive me. The accent will probably make it sound even worse, or it might make it sound better. I don't know. It depends on how you hear it. Okay, so just to give you a very quick recap. Number 1 was the path of totality in Northern America, watching the total solar eclipse, which takes place on April 8th. Next was Paris in France, where they're going to have the 2024 Olympics. And you got to go read where the venues they're doing for this. They are just, I mean, they're using some great landmarks to be the backdrops of some of these events. It's awesome. Yamaguchi in Japan was number 3. Number 4 was New Zealand by train. That's one we spent a lot of time on yesterday. Number 5 was Maui. I love Maui. Great island. Let's see. Number 6. Oh, no, we're up to number 6. So number 6, and this is in the Hopi tribe. I'm begging forgiveness in advance. I wrote down how I thought it sounded. It is the Barge Nawajo Ita Kukivini. And it is the ancestral footprints of the Grand Canyon is what it translates to. It's the ancestral footprints of the Grand Canyon National Monument. It conserves over 900,000 acres of plateaus, canyons, and other land surrounding the Grand Canyon. And that's what that means. So it is, it's, if you've never been to the Grand Canyon before, please put it on your list. It is an incredible place to go and visit and to see how huge this, at times you're looking down into this huge gouge. I mean, the first time I ever saw the Grand Canyon was from a plane. And I kid you not, I'm looking out the window because the pilot said, on the left-hand side, we've got the Grand Canyon. I'm like, oh, what's the Grand Canyon? I thought, well, that looks like if you've ever baked a chocolate cake and you get that crack along the top of the chocolate cake, that's what the Grand Canyon reminded me of from the air. I kid you not. I'm a huge chocoholic, so that's why my mind went to the chocolate cake. Okay, number 7 on the list is Singapore. They just had some hotels that reopened after major renovations like the Mandarin Oriental and the Grand Hyatt. They've got new hotels. Advanced biometric technology enhances visits. I have no idea what any of that means, the biotechnology, what it involves or anything else. But go check it out in Singapore. You'll find out. Then this one, the name of this one just cracked me up a little bit because it sounds very Irish, but it's in Chile, and it's O'Higgins in Chile, and they go sample, or some people call it chili. I call it Chile. You sample delectable local foods while connecting with rural farmers. And it's called O'Higgins. So that one kind of caught me. Hey, Royal Joy and Majesty. Thank you for coming in and joining us. Trying to get the comments as they roll up. Then we have Ludka in India, where you trek to the mountaintop monasteries and savor a stark and rugged landscape. And the picture that they have there on the website for the article is all vibrant, bright yellows and reds and greens. And it just looks like a very, very cool place to visit. It has a 9-story palace up there as well. Then you got Geneva in Switzerland. Satisfy your curiosity about quantum physics and your cravings for chocolate. I totally am in for the chocolate. I have actually had Swiss chocolate. I had years ago when I was a teenager, we had somebody from Switzerland come and stay with us. And she got to use my room, and I made up a bed in the office at my parents' house. And I was a teenager at the time, so I gave up my room for her. And as a thank you, she gave me these little mini bars of Swiss chocolate. I had never tasted anything. I mean, we had really good chocolate in New Zealand. We had Cadbury, Well, we still have Cadbury's, but they don't make it like they used to. They changed the recipe. It's not as good as it used to be. Whittaker's is better. So if you're in New Zealand, Whittaker's chocolate over Cadbury chocolate. But I'd only been, brought up on Cadbury's chocolate, and so I got to taste the Swiss chocolate. Oh, that was so good. And since then, I've had Belgian chocolate, German chocolate. I've tried Chinese chocolate. Will never eat that again. Not a fan of Hershey's. I've tried that. I am not a fan of that. And I have done a side-by-side taste testing with New Zealand chocolate and Hershey's chocolate. And we actually, one summer we had, Brad's boys were staying with us for the summer. And so most evenings we did blind taste tests on the boys, because I wanted because instead of telling them what we were going to have for dinner and they're telling me, oh, I don't like that, and yet they've never tried it. They got told the rules were, it'll be something you've never tried before, something you like, something you don't like, and you're not going to know the difference. And so we told them, okay, we're going to do a taste test tonight. It's a blind taste test. I want to know if you like sample 1 over sample 2, which one you like out of sample 1 and sample 2. So we're going to give you sample 1 first. And we gave them a piece of New Zealand chocolate. And they were going, oh, that's really good. That's really good. And then I gave them and then we gave them a piece of Hershey's chocolate. And they were so like, it doesn't taste as good as the first one. And so then what we did is that we then had them on sitting. We had the cakes of chocolate sitting on the table there with one written on the Cadbury's one and 2 written on the Hershey's one, and took the things off. I says, there's sample 1, there's sample 2. So blind taste test. But yeah, I'm in for Swiss chocolate any day of the week. So yeah. Ooh. They have the chocolate Choco Pass, a self-guided chocolate tour that debuted in 2022. Lets visitors sample Geneva's famous truffles, bonbons, and pralines. Oh, I am so there. Okay, I've got to get on. Number 11 is Dominica in the Caribbean, where you get a bird's eye view of forests, rainforests, reefs, and a boiling lake. Okay, the only boiling lake I have seen in the world to date is in Rotorua in New Zealand in the geothermal area. We have, it's called Champagne Lake, and it looks like bubbles coming up in champagne, but they also have the boiling mud as well. So I'd be interested to go there and check out their boiling lake. Not that I'm going to get in it, which is not advisable if it's boiling. Manchester, England, they've got new concert venues that are opening this year, and the Music Mad City. I didn't realize Manchester was such a music mad city until I read this. But they have, this year, they've got 2 major music conferences this year. Let's see. They've got the Worldwide Music Expo, a behemoth packed with concerts, speakers, films, and an award ceremony. And beyond the music, a smorgasbord of performances, parties, workshops, and more. And then in November, Laurie Anderson will headline the Factory International Arts Centre with ARC, a multimedia dark comedy for the end of the world. That's what it says. So there's some good stuff coming up there, if you like that sort of thing. Craters of the Moon in Idaho. You celebrate a centennial amid cinder cones and star parties. Ooh, I like star parties, but they say between 15,000 and 2,000 years ago, outpourings of lava blanketed what would become the Eastern Snake River Plain in Idaho, creating a surreal landscape with gaping craters, steep-sided cinder cones, and underground lava tubes. Ooh, I like that. So that sounds like a cool place to go. And then it says, marvel at the dark sky park at the Centennial Star Party with telescopes from the Idaho Falls Astronomical Society, or camp out under one of the largest remaining pools of natural nighttime darkness in the United States. Oh, that sounds really good. Might have to go do that one. Baltimore, Maryland, explore urban waters, number 14. Explore urban waterways, an array of native artwork. I would love to go back to Baltimore and check it out. They have been renovating all of their waterfront area and downtown area for years. I remember when I first went there, I didn't feel very safe when the first time I went there. But then we started going back as they started doing this revitalization, or especially around the harbor area. And I have to tell you, they have done a phenomenal job of with their harbor area and what they've done down there. And they're still doing a lot of making a lot of changes to Baltimore and doing a lot of different really cool things there. So if you haven't been for a while, go check it out. Number 15 is in Bolivia. You can go see the Sala de Uyuni, which is crunching, and which is the largest salt flats, the world's largest salt flats, and that's what they're called, Sala de Uyuni. So I hope I said that right. It's crunching or splashing across the world's largest salt flat under starry nights and mirrored skies. Ooh, that sounds cool. Yeah, on the salt flats, there's times when it can be like, I've seen photographs of it looking like mirror. I've seen photographs of salt flats. I don't know where they were, but they look like mirrors laying on the ground with these little salt pillars that come up, is what they looked like in some of the photographs that I've seen. So that would be really cool to go see. And it's the world's largest salt flat. That would be awesome. Okay, I did not check the pronunciation on this one. Number 16 is Negombo in Sri Lanka. A fishing village with stunning temples and plenty of seaside delights. Ooh, seaside, I love seafood. Hope they've got some of that there. I tell you, when I go to different places, looking at different religious temples, buildings, churches, synagogues, that sort of thing, absolutely astounds me, because the architecture is always gorgeous, and some of the decoration that they do with the around the walls, and just the decor is just amazing in some of these places as well. So number 17 is Massa Carrara in Italy. Did I get that right? See the home of marble that makes the masterpieces. Ooh, is this the... Okay, the description over here. Yeah, so this is the home of the marble that makes the masterpieces. All those beautiful big marble statues, you've seen that? This is where they were done. That would be cool to go see. Imagine the stories that being a genealogist, I'm all about the history. I'm all about the stories. Who in your family did this? Who in your family lived here? Who in your family was involved in this? Anybody in your family and your ancestors that were involved in this thing that happened in history, this event that happened in history. And I know I'm going to completely screw this up. And I actually have 7th cousins who live in Wales, who may even be watching this or the recording. So I'm totally going to screw this up. And I know they're probably going to laugh at the pronunciation of it, or send me a little message telling me, yep, you got that way wrong. Going by the letters that are here, this is so to Graham, sorry for the mispronunciation. I know you're going to correct me on that too. And Catherine as well. So to Catherine and Graham, please forgive me. Banal Brycheiniog. It's in Wales. I probably totally screwed that up, but it's the conserving Welsh culture among scenic mountains. It's a national park in Wales. So yeah, he's probably going to... for a beloved national park in Wales last year was more than a linguistic change to Welsh from English. So obviously it used to be known as Brecon Beacons. That's what it used to be known as. So Graham, it used to be known as Brecon Beacons, if that helps you figure out what I tried to say. Yeah, but it's a park that emphasized the relationship between nature and local culture is also shown in the new logo. So yeah, it's one of the places I'm going to go see when I go visit my cousins in Wales. Morocco is number 19. Support local recovery in the aftermath of a devastating earthquake. When did they have an earthquake? I recall it. I just don't remember when it was. Oh, in September last year. Wow. I actually had a client who would go to Morocco to buy fabric. She had different vendors around the world that she would go and see. And like there was a particular place that she would go in Venice to get these particular glass beads. And Morocco was a place that she would go to get specific fabrics from. But apparently their markets are really, really cool. I have not been to Morocco. It's one of those places that is on my list. I have a lot of places on my list, including most of these 52 ones. But Morocco is a very different culture. From what I understand, it is a very different culture and has a lot to offer. And yeah, it's meant to be very welcoming for tourists as well. So, and their markets are supposed to be amazing. Number 20 is Valencia in Spain. Contemporary art with a side of paella. Now that would be cool. Side of paella. I like that. Let's see. Its name. It's the Green Capital for 2024, the award that recognizes cities for their environmental efforts. It stands apart for travelers seeking more sustainably minded, less crowded destinations. So if you want somewhere like that, Valencia, Spain. I like those places where there's not a lot of people. 21, Kansas City, Missouri, where women's soccer takes center stage in a Heartland hub. They're going to be hosting the FIFA World Cup 2026. So go check it out now. Figure out where you want to stay in 2026 when you go back and watch them play football. Oh, here's one I didn't practice either. Okay, to the Madagascarians. For those in Madagascar, if I pronounce this, please forgive me. It is Antananarivo in Madagascar. It's textiles and contemporary art flourish on an island known for natural wonders. Ooh, I like the sound of that. Most people in Madagascar come to see the wildlife or luxuriate on the beautiful islands off its northern coast. But the country's teeming capital is a developing, vibrant arts scene. So it's the capital of Madagascar. Contemporary Arts Centre that opened last April has created a showcase for the local talent. It occupies a restored French colonial brick building. That sounds like a great place to go. I like looking at local. I love going where local artists are. Let's see. Number 23 is the Yucatan Peninsula in Mexico. A new train makes remote sites more accessible. So they got the Maya train, a new service that began partial operations in December, will connect popular destinations on the Yucatan Peninsula, including beachy Cancun, historic Merida, and the Maya ruins. That would be a cool train ride, actually. I like that because you're going out near the coastal, then you're going inland. That would be really cool to do. I love train rides. I haven't done one for a while. I need to do another train ride. Yeah, I think I like that. Number 24 is Lake Toba in Indonesia. Bask in the serenity of the world's largest crater lake. Now, I thought Lake Taupo in New Zealand was a pretty large crater lake. Let's see. Does it say? Oh, this one's definitely got it beat. This one definitely beats out Taupo. Now, Taupo is the largest lake in New Zealand, and it was from a volcanic eruption. Apparently, there is the eruption was so large, it was seen in, there's records of it in Japan, I think it is. I think it was Japan. And I'm like thinking, okay, Japan's up here on the globe, New Zealand's down here on the globe, yet they saw the eruption from up there, thousands of years ago. Yeah. About 74,000 years ago, one of the planet's most significant volcanic explosions blew a 60-mile wide gash into Sumatra, creating the foundation for Lake Toba, the world's largest crater lake. That would be cool to go see. I mean, the pictures they have here are gorgeous. Let's see, what does it say? Like Indonesia's most popular destination, Bali, Lake Toba is unlike Indonesia's most popular destination, Bali, Lake Toba is without crowds. Yes, my kind of place. It is also far from the din of the country's audacious plans to move its sinking capital. Okay, I've got to find out more about their sinking capital now. Okay, the number 25. Where are we on time? Oh, we're doing okay for time. We might have to do a part 3. Number 25 is Almaty, Kazakhstan. Luxe baths, kaleidoscope cathedrals, and hyper-contemporary food. What the heck is hyper-contemporary? Anybody know what hyper-contemporary food is? That sounds interesting. It says Almaty's status as a cultural hub, though it is increasingly evident in its food scene. Neo-nomad cuisine, focused on flour, water, and meat, is being championed by hyper-contemporary style. I got to go look that up and see what it is, because let's see, cuisine from Northwest China is on offer. Another place, they've got great coffee for the coffee people. Apparently, they have really good coffee there. You can gaze upon patchwork quilt of fruits and nuts splayed out at the Green Bazaar. Wow. There is nothing that I love more as going to markets where they have fresh produce, fresh vegetable, fresh produce, fresh meats, fresh baking. When we were in Budapest, we went to the market in Budapest in this big building. It was amazing walking through, and you can see all the spices. We got some paprika. We got some smoky paprika. We got some spicy paprika, which Brad ate. I'm not a spicy person. Well, spicy in life, yes, but not when it comes to food. There was all this fresh produce, and the colors, the flowers and everything were just so vibrant in their colors. It was just incredible. And the meat just looked like it had just been butchered, which it probably had been. But it was so fresh looking. And the fish looked like it had just been caught. And I mean, going to markets where you get to see the local produce and flowers and the bakery. Oh my gosh, the smells from the bakery, the food in the bakery was amazing. Yeah, it was pretty cool. Quito in Ecuador is number 26. Now, this is a place in 2020. We actually had a Before the Dirt Nap Adventures set up to go to Quito, and it was a 21-day excursion. Now, you could split it into 14 days, like 7 days before the Galapagos cruise. So we had the Galapagos cruise in the middle week, 7 nights on the Galapagos. And we had 7 nights in Ecuador beforehand and 7 nights in Peru afterwards. And you could either do the whole 21 days, or you could do Ecuador and cruise, or cruise and Peru. There was no just the cruise. And so we actually had people we were going to go into Quito and stay there for a few nights, then go up into the mountains. And so that was one of the places that we were going to go, was Quito. And then we were going to, after we'd been up into the mountains, the hotel up there, we were then going to come down, catch the flight from there across to the Galapagos, do our 7-night cruise of the Galapagos, and then fly from the Galapagos to Lima in Peru. And we're going to do some stuff in Lima, and then we're going to go up Machu Picchu. The company we were doing this Before the Dirt Nap cruise with actually owned the hotel that is like a 5-minute walk from the gates in Machu Picchu. The nearest hotel is 20 minutes down the mountain. And they even had oxygen rooms in these ones because of the altitude and everything, which was going to be absolutely amazing. So we had this 21-day package all set up, ready to go in, it was either September or October of 2020. And of course, we all know what happened in 2020. We had the global pause, so that got kiboshed. And now we're looking at maybe doing it again, but we can't put Peru on there right now because there's a whole bunch of stuff going on down there. And they actually closed Machu Picchu for a while. I don't know if it's open yet again or not. But Quito, it was just going to be, it's got stuff. It's on the UNESCO listed site. It's a UNESCO site for some areas of Quito. So it's just like amazing. But they've got they say it's a brand new metro line through nearly 500 years of history. And that 500 years of history is what makes up the UNESCO World Heritage Site. So I so want to go back. I so want to go. We might have to put that one together again with a few twists and turns. Or maybe we'll do Antarctica. That's becoming quite popular right now. There is number 27. We're going to go to 30 today, and then tomorrow we're going to do from 31 to 52. So the Mingan Archipelago in Quebec, sea sculpted monoliths, puffins, and indigenous heritage. Oh, that sounds so good. I love seeing how Mother Nature sculpts the earth. There was, where is it? It's in the, it's in New Zealand. It's on the road to Milford Sound, after you go through the Homer Tunnel, it is on the left-hand side if you're heading down to Milford Sound. It's on the right-hand side when you come back up. Cascades, I think it's, the Cascades. You go into the Cascades, you take this 15-minute walk. There is these rocks there that have been smoothed out over time and hollowed out over time. And there are some of these big, massive rocks that have got these big holes in them, created like a cave in them. They've got tree trunks through them that have been smoothed out over time. And then they have this beautiful, I've got to find it because it's absolutely gorgeous, about how art, when you combined the weather, when you combine forces of air and water, the art that can be created, it's something about that. But when you go to places where you can see monoliths, and I just love watching how Mother Nature sculpts different things around the world. That's one of my things to go and see. So I definitely want to go see that one. I didn't know it existed till this list. So that's it's a national park reserve on the Gulf of St. Lawrence, and it unfolds ethereally hike amid Canada's largest concentration of erosion sculpted monoliths. I'm going. Anybody want to come too? We'll go check it out together. Montgomery, Alabama, a new sculptural park is dedicated to both slavery and emancipation. And this is number 28. The former capital of the Confederacy and the birthplace of the Civil Rights Movement. In 2018, the National Memorial for Peace and Justice became the first site of its kind to address racial terror across America, represented by 800 suspended steel pillars, one for each county where a lynching was known to have taken place. Wow, 800 of them. Yeah, that's going to be one I want to go see. It will debut a companion site, the Freedom Monument Sculptural Park. That will be cool to go and see. Like I said, all about history. It's part of our history. Some people have it as part of their genealogy. That's just what it's about. Okay, number 29 is Tasmania in Australia, where foraging for ingredients is part of the local flavor. They have some stunning scenery down there as well. I haven't been to Tasmania, but I've sat in on so many webinars by people who are by the Tasmanian Tourism Board, by Australia Tourism, by the vendors that I use for booking stuff to Australia. Yeah, I feel like I know the place. It's been a while though. But it's got great walking trails down there. It's got gorgeous forests down there. There's just a lot to see down there. And you can actually go foraging for ingredients like wattle seed and pepperberries. I have no idea what they are. But it's some of the indigenous people there on Tasmania that take you on these walks, and this is another walk that I love to do, is getting indigenous people to an area, taking you out foraging in the forest and things, and learning what the forest provides as far as food goes, and what they provide for medicinal purposes, and what you stay away from. So I love learning that about the different cultures and things as well. So that would be one I definitely want to do. Then number 30. I so want to go to this one and get me a piece. You're probably going to get you a piece here. Waterford in Ireland. It's got Viking history and a newly expanded rail path. But Waterford is also known for Waterford crystal. I remember my mother-in-law, when they had one of the major earthquakes in LA, she lost a lot of Waterford crystal, got destroyed in that. And then she had a travel agency at the time, and one of her people was going to Ireland. So she gave us some money and said, this is what I want you to bring back. And so she brought back all this Waterford crystal for my mother-in-law. So yeah, good play. And I thought, I'd just like to go there and just buy a small piece to say that I was there. That's all. I don't need to replace lots of things and things. They've got the Irish Museum of Time is there, the Irish Wake Museum, dedicated to the funeral rituals. That would be interesting. The city, it says here, the city also offers less ancient attractions, including the new Irish Wake Museum dedicated to the funeral ritual, and the Irish Museum of Time, which showcases grandfather clocks, watches, and more. Waterford's natural riches, hang on, it's a new sentence. Waterford's natural riches rival its historical ones, notably the Copper Coast, hemmed by towering cliffs and scalloped coves. The coast forms part of the Waterford Greenway, a nearly 30-mile path along a disused rail line. I love abandoned rail lines when they turn them into cycling trails or walking trails. I think that's a brilliant use of the space. In 2023, a new section linked the Greenway to the centre of Waterford. Top off your Greenway adventure with afternoon tea and amid one of Ireland's greatest collections of plants at the Mount Congreve Gardens, which reopened in 2023 after a multi-million-dollar refurbishment. That is so cool. All right, that is where we are ending tonight. There's I'm gonna go check all the chats now. That is where we're ending tonight. Tomorrow night we'll pick up at 31 and we'll try and get through to 52. But there are some great places around the world, and through this list, I'm learning of new places that I didn't know of, places that have opened, different places like museums, gardens, new parks and things where I can go and experience more things. So I hope that has given you a look into some other things and put some more stuff onto your travel bucket list. I know some people have them, and we help you cross destinations off your travel bucket list before you take a dirt nap. So that's where the whole dirt nap thing comes from. But anyway, we're out of here. So thank you everybody for tuning in and joining us. And we will catch you guys back here tomorrow evening at 6 p.m. Pacific. Hei konara.